Welcome back, people, to No Decorum. I'm AJ.
I'm Daniel.
And today we have a little concern.
We're a little concerned. Yeah. Some things are happening in the country, and we need to discuss them. And
These are the underpinnings.
Whoa, big words. Feel free to look that up, guys, if you need to. But all right, AJ, what do you got? So you were reading an article.
I was reading this article on a very liberal site.
Oh, that liberal rag.
Yeah.
The Salon. Okay.
The Salon, yeah.
Okay. And it pertains to...
genocide.
Okay. And
Could it happen here?
Could it happen here? Well,
Yeah.
could it happen here again?
Again, that should have been the headline, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
It says, could genocide really happen here?
Okay.
They even Salon, a liberal think tank, missed it.
Well, that's why
Putting
we're
a
here.
word again.
We're here to fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
You know? That's our job. Pick up the slack, as it were.
Yeah, as Trump said, make America great again.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about, could genocide happen again?
Make genocide great again. Okay. All right. So give us a brief outline of the article. What are we talking about here?
What we're talking about is there are some things that are going on in the country, like the January 6th riot, like the narrative of BLM as the enemy of the state.
The terrorist organization?
Yes.
Yeah. What else? What do we have?
Also, the white power movement, the white supremacist movement.
And this is the far right
Yeah.
white power movement. Now,
Yeah.
to be clear, Homeland Security has designated this as the greatest threat to America right now. And I think it was even the greatest threat under Trump's administration as well.
Under Trump, under Obama,
It's been
under
understood.
Bush.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been since
9/11?
9/11 or even before Clinton, because if you remember, Oklahoma bombing was not really a white or racial lines, but the people that supported it were also on the,
Yeah.
on
This is the
line.
Timothy McVeigh
Yeah.
bombing of the federal building. And
Yes. He did it basically because it was he believed in tyranny of the government,
yeah.
but he belonged to some of these groups.
And so, like, instead of bombing like a military installation or something, he bombed civilians.
Yeah.
Real hero. Yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah, coward. All right,
Yeah.
so this movement is growing in power, obviously, and it's combined with the QAnon movement, the Stop the Steal movement,
Yep.
and things of that nature.
The elections were rigged.
Yeah, Biden is not legitimate president,
Yeah.
and it's just a grab bag of bad ideas. But they are gaining prominence. Social media savvy. There's several million. I mean, I've seen some studies where 10 to 15% of the population have these ideas. They hold on to these, or they believe these things. It's kind of white supremacist, white nationalist ideology.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, obviously. It's a lot of people who believe that. And so, what are the takeaways here? So we're talking about genocide as far as so January 6th happened, and we saw what happens when you get a group of people, like-minded people together with a common interest, common cause.
I mean, it was a perfect storm. Trump came into power. These ideas were always in the back of the people's head.
Oh, we just had a black president for 8 years,
Yeah.
upsetting a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, that was the biggest thing where, even though, can we even call White House a White House anymore?
Oof. Yeah. It's tinted. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call it, but maybe not. Maybe not. But we'll get back to that at a later point in the segment. But so 8 years of Obama, a lot of anger and hostility there. Trump comes in, the white grievance thing. And he pushes this narrative.
Where, your problems are not because of you. These problems are because of other people.
They're immigrants.
Yeah.
It's the Chinese, the Mexicans. I mean, it's the Muslims. Take your pick, right?
You name it, anything but brown.
And so, and again, he knew that base was there because he was part of the what was it? The Obama conspiracy theory, the truther, or not truther, the birtherism.
Yeah.
And that was a purely racial, kind of a conspiracy theory. So he was already, knee deep in it, and knowing that the movement was out there, that population was ripe for the picking, right? And so he played on their fears, their angst, and their racism, and it did very well for him, obviously.
Of course, I mean, Charlottesville happened.
And what happened again? There were very fine people on both sides.
There were fine people on both sides. Only one person died.
Yeah, only one person, so not too bad.
Yeah. These are the same people that deny Holocaust.
Yes, that's right.
They also deny genocide of the Native Americans.
Yeah, well, it was a war, AJ.
Yeah, it was war, and they were trying to take this land. So,
well, some would say it's the right of conquest.
Yeah.
So the stronger person wins, and that's the way that goes. I had a coworker who said that. Makes it okay. As long as you're stronger, it's okay. You win. You're moral.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you win, that's all right. So, and these type of things are happening, and in this article, it's talking about the conditions are ripe. It's a very scary article if you read it. And I have heard these things with my own ears over the years. It's nothing new.
Sure.
After 9/11, I heard, why do we keep messing with the Middle East? Why don't we just drop a nuclear bomb and get it over with? So
I would say, well, it's a big place, and one bomb's not going to do it. No.
Well, their thing is send as many bombs as you can.
Yeah.
To get the job done, wipe out. I mean, it's always get them out of here, send them where they came from.
Go back to your country.
Go back to your country,
Yeah,
or
heard it all before.
Yeah, or wipe them out. It's the low-hanging fruit they want to grab all the time.
It's never. Maybe we should just leave them alone for a while. Leave them alone.
Yeah, why can't we try that?
Let them determine their own fate.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, that those ideas are here. They've been here for a long time, and it's not just the Middle East. It's for anybody who's doesn't look American, I suppose. No. And not everyone here holds these views. Obviously, not everyone's like this, but there is a pretty strong contingent of people who do believe it, and a lot of them are dangerous. They're well armed. They're well trained.
Yeah.
They're organized, and they have social media. It's a dangerous combination, honestly. And they had Trump for a while, parroting some of their talking points. Right now, you have Tucker Carlson talking about white genocide, and being as far as like replacement theory. We're being replaced by all these foreigners and immigrants, and very common.
We're being replaced by people from shithole countries.
Yes, yes. Yeah, these are talking points you find on white nationalist websites. Like Daily. Oh, I don't want to name them actually, but you could look those up yourself. But so he just does it in a kind of more polished manner, I suppose. And he's a very large personality. One of the most popular show on cable news, is it, or is that him?
Yeah, he's he's obviously number one on Fox.
Yeah, on Fox News, and they're number one in cable news, right?
Yeah.
So he's got a huge audience, and a lot of them agree with him.
Yeah.
So,
and these things are not just happening in the United States. As we can see other places, Nazism is making a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Nazi party is gaining power in Germany and Greece, as you have said.
In Greece, it's moving in France. What is it? The National Front, is it? What's it called in France?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I mean, that's the same thing. It's the same ideology. It's and even in Western Europe, it's coming. It's moving up. So
Denmark just passed pork protection. Pork was under pressure to be wiped out.
Now, my understanding is they eat more pork than anybody else in the world. Is that right?
After China.
After China?
Yeah. Pork is part of their culture.
It's part of their identity, their cultural identity. And so what happened was you had Muslims moving in and saying, what, you can't eat pork anymore?
That's the whole idea.
What was actually being said, though?
It was basically what happened is, there's a lot of immigrants, mainly from Libya and Syria, places, like that. And they didn't want their kids to eat pork at school. So, just by that, pork was under pressure. I mean, was going to get wiped out from their culture. So they had to pass laws protecting pork, just like here we had to pass laws protecting Christianity and Christmas.
Well, thank God.
Yeah.
Who knows what would happen otherwise? Remember when Starbucks put Happy Holidays?
Yeah.
How dare they?
Yeah.
How dare they?
So these laws are being put in. I mean, they're trying to protect. They're trying to create a problem when there is not a problem.
Yeah. Solution in search of a problem or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. Don't understand that one myself, but
I mean, they should be happy that these people are coming in and they don't want to eat pork because it's more for them.
It's more for the Danish people.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Why would you? Yeah. Well, why would you want to feed things that you like? Keep it for yourself.
Come on, Denmark. You know better than that. Yeah, I don't understand the motivation behind that. Except just pronounce yourself that this is our culture. We're going to defend it at all costs. But against what? I don't know. I don't know what you're.
I mean, it's basic racism. I mean, it's one way of trying to get people to leave your country. Maybe they will leave Denmark and go back. Actually, they're offering money right now. They're offering money for you Syrians to go back or put in jail.
Yeah, I'd love to go back to Syria. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take jail. Well, yeah. I mean, like, if you don't want them there, kick them out if that's what you want. But optics are pretty bad about that. Didn't Israel do that to those Africans? They sent them somewhere else. Where was it? Sweden or somewhere?
Well, you're not Jewish if you're not European Jew.
Oh, okay. I don't know how that works.
So,
being what I am, non-believer, but okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, look, crazy story though. Not quite as intense as what we're talking about, but it's along the same line of thinking, like protecting your identity. And a lot of these white nationalists here in America believe that as well. They're protecting American identity, which is excludes everyone that doesn't look like them. Yeah.
Well, they always say that the United States was based on European cultures, was based on European thinking, was based on European way of life, and any other cultures just don't mix because it's not part of America.
What's funny is that even Benjamin Franklin, who was an Anglo-European, didn't care for Germans. He thought they couldn't integrate in society, and he talked about their swarthy complexions and that they just weren't fit to be in civil society. So so I don't even know what European culture means in that regard. It's pretty interesting how you should read the writings on that. It's pretty funny. But he saw them as inferior.
If you go back, I mean, it's always there was a fear of Italians at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Italians were the bad people.
Of course. Yeah.
They were called the grease monkeys, wasn't it called?
They had a lot of names for Italians. I don't know. But it's always, there's always going to be some division, even among your own people. But it just got worse and worse. I mean, the Native Americans, the Chinese Exclusion Act, the Indian was it Indian Act which pushed them further and further west? Was it Indian exclusion?
Yeah.
I mean, just take your pick. I mean, and you have Muslim bans, and you have, I don't know. It's just there's always somebody. There's some enemy. You have to
create enemies actually to keep the movement alive,
and you have to find scapegoats
Yeah.
for your problems. Without accepting responsibility, the problem is that America has structural problems. And they run very deep, but it's easier to put, to blame one person or one group of people instead of saying, well, the system is just flawed, right? Like, there not being enough jobs is not because immigrants are taking jobs, because jobs are being exported overseas, right? But it's easier to blame immigrants because otherwise you have to address a real issue of, like job exportation. So, but, that's much harder to deal with, than bad-mouthing people.
Yep.
But yeah, so the article talks about how genocide could happen here because the conditions are ripe for that sort of thing. There's a lot of anger out there. There's a lot of people who believe Biden didn't win the presidency. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty. Demographics are changing the politics as well. Texas is an example of that. Where our demographics are, I think we're a majority-minority state now. Is that right?
Yeah.
And that scares people. And they think, well, even the idea of, Californians coming here scares them. They're going to change, change the
And that's why
politics.
they're trying to pass those voter laws.
Well, in many ways, they consider liberals as another race.
Well, they do.
It's funny, if you look at some of the writings on the Confederacy, there was one author talking about the Yankee race. Like, he even call them, they're not even the same race. Like,
They're not even same people.
well, they're the exact same people, but yeah, it's so funny. But this is how we demarcate ourselves from one another. It's so interesting how we do it. No reason to, really. It's just agree to disagree on some things, but yeah, you've got to make them the utmost alien, foreign concept. Like, you can't identify with them. I mean, if you can't identify with somebody as a human being, it's easy to kill them. It's easy to commit genocide. You dehumanize them, and that just makes it much easier. So, yeah. So look, the article I think is spot on. I don't know how close we are to a situation like that, but I don't think we're too far off. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
I mean, it has happened before, so
Sure.
I'm not surprised that it can happen again. I hope not.
Yeah.
Because it would be a total disaster.
I mean, it happened before with government help.
Yeah.
But right now, the citizenry is so well armed.
Yeah.
They're basically a military force on their own. So they can cause a lot of damage, create a lot of upheaval, crisis and uncertainty, and it could collapse society on itself. So we just need to watch out for them.
The only thing that may keep it from not happening is Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Because his wealth would be wiped out.
And won't allow it to happen.
And we cannot let that happen. So,
So as long as he has money, we're good.
Yeah, him, Bill Gates,
Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon
Wall
Musk.
Street. Yeah, I mean, Wall Street would not like that at all.
Yeah,
because if the country goes to chaos, there goes their value, all their wealth.
You're sounding a little conspiratorial, AJ. Are you saying they have control over these white supremacists? But that's neither here nor there.
Well, then again, they don't have F-15s and F-35s either, so may not happen.
Yeah, that's right. So, but anyways,
but it's an interesting article. So if people have a chance, check it out.
Maybe we'll link to it in the description. And
we will put a link there, and it's on Salon. Interesting article.
Just want to say, keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
Watch yourselves out there.
Yep. Please like and subscribe, and we'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you.